You found TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. In just a few minutes, we'll be right with you with another award-winning, action-packed edition of your Tony Basilio Show. You found Radio Free Tennessee. Your Tony Basilio Show will begin momentarily. Keep it locked in right here at TonyBasilio.com and on your Tony Basilio app. And hey, do us a favor. Spread the word. Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of the Tony Basilio Show is coming up next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the Basilio Show is on the way next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Oh, it's a great Friday. Fired up, folky, and prepared. Brian's excited because he has 2 kickball games today to watch. Is that right, Brian? 2 kickball games for you?
No, that's tomorrow.
2 kickball games.
There's 1 today and 2 tomorrow.
Darn it. I'm a wizard of something. What am I a wizard of? The details. I'm a wizard of the details as we welcome you in to another edition. Pretty fired up, pretty focused, pretty prepared. Pretty excited to be with you today. Those of you that are over on Twitter today, we'll see our Twitter video. Get fired up, focused, and prepared for that. We're now verified. Bino, what's your level of pump right now for Adidas Day? My friends at Alumni Hall tell me they were greeted with huge crowds today. People are very excited. The rollout has been exciting, Beanstar. I don't know if you're a big uniform guy. We've never talked about it, but I think that the consensus pretty much is, I mean, look, when I'm complimenting you, you know you've gotten it right. You know what I mean?
I'm not a big uniform guy, Tony. Not as big as I once was, but
yep.
I have enjoyed some of the reveals here, and it's just another step along the path to college football season.
Isn't that great? It's a great thing for them to do. It's a great idea. Danny White and his group did a wonderful thing in their rollout here. And, you know, the thing is that we have had kind of a fun week talking about, you know, all these little things we've talked about, like uniforms. And I mean, it all leads to this. It is, it's fun to think about college football. The truth is, and Gary Sturm's story from a couple days ago with the Argentina deal, I'm just glad that we've kind of come to the conclusion in our little corner of the universe, Bino, that college football is a lot more than just who wins and loses on Saturday. Like when you start talking about, like we were having that uniform discussion on Tuesday, and, you know, I was driving around where I'm from and I was thinking, one of the things I'm so looking forward to with college football is just the colors of it. And all those great iconic uniforms. And one of the things I love about what Adidas has done here, and Chad Fields talked about this yesterday, and I just wanted to park with you on it for a second. It kind of makes you nostalgic looking at those uniforms. There's a saying, right, that the more things change, the more they stay the same. If you close your eyes and look at those uniforms, if you put orange pants on those guys or orange breeches when you're on the road, as we like to say in the South, man, that would feel like 1990 something, late 1980 something. Those uniforms look so nostalgic and new at the same time. And it's no wonder people are popping out there, Bino, and going to get their fair share today.
Yeah, it's like Camden Yards, Tony, when it first came out. When it was
yep.
the best combination of nostalgia and new that anyone had seen in a major league ballpark in forever. So yeah, the things I've noticed so far is the white looks more white than
yep.
It almost looks that Dodger white, which I'm for. The numbers will be easier for me to see, which I'm for. Tony, you know me, I'm an old fossil. I think we ought to wear our orange shirts wherever we go. But that's variety's a good thing for the kids, and I like the look of the new uniforms.
Anything, Bino, but the smoky gray is cool with me. But I agree with the rapper Andy.
I'm not a smoky gray fan either.
They're hideous. And here's the thing: They're holding off the reveal till August. Here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that the show of record can get results between now and then, and we can knock it down. Maybe we ought to start Brian, where do you start the petitions online? You go and you start the petitions. Can we start a petition? What's the petition?
Petitions are above my.
No, Bri. You produce a show. There's a place online where you go to start petitions. You start a thing, and then you have all the fans sign it. But here we are. I'm pumped. Bino's pumped. Throaty today was ranking coaches. And Bino, I got to let you chime in on the DG to the G to the G thing. Here's the thing about the DG, and you're an OG. There's a lot of NGs, new Gs out there, and some OGs. Bino, in your humble opinion, okay? And I'm just asking for your humble opinion now. What's your vibe on this DGG guy? You for it? Again it? You feeling good about it? Feeling bad? Talk to me here.
I'm for it, and I feel good about it, Tony. I think that they're going to get DGG. Generally, I do not feel that way when we're up against an Ohio State, unless it's a legacy player for us or someone kind of raised in the Knoxville area. But I am, for whatever reason, I feel confident that Tennessee is going to get DGG. And as we talked about Monday, I think that's a really big credibility get for the program.
You know, I gotta say that I agree with you on this Friday. For the first time in my adult life, I agree with you.
That can't be right.
Well, generally when I see you zig, I zag. And generally when you see me zig, you zag. I'm pretty pumped. That's exciting. The Big 12's having their media days. One thing we're going to talk with Yugi about, Bino. I mean, what could go wrong at LSU when they're having a summit? And we're going to have the great Beth Parks on from Alumni Hall. I want to talk about how blowed out they got today. And here's the thing. Next week, we're also going to have James Clausen on the show with Tennessee's NIL. I've been threatening to do this now for a couple weeks. Here we are in July. Hey, it's the 5th anniversary. And the truth is, Tennessee got the jump on everybody. And I want to talk to him about the formation of what they did with Spire, how they did it, how they went about it. It's almost like Tennessee knew that the winds of change were blowing. They were on that thing from the jump, if you'll remember. And they got Nico, and they got right in the middle of it, and they made it happen. But I want to go back to LSU. You know, I have this thing about LSU where I look at them and I say to myself, LSU, he's called, while Tennessee has an NIL, run by professional people, they have a goofy ass governor down there who got in the middle of LSU and fired the athletic director last year, just unilaterally fired him. I don't see how Lane Kiffin functions under all that, but maybe Lane Kiffin, maybe he'll love the chaos. Maybe Lane Kiffin's one of these people that'll love the chaos, Beanstar,
He could be, Tony. There are times, when it's not chaotic enough for him. So he kind of creates some. So, he may be right at home.
But they have a financial plan that they're doing. The top 40 LSU athletic directors, governor's mansion, are going to hear a presentation about the financial future of LSU's athletic department. Bino, could you imagine if the governor of the state of Tennessee got in the middle of that, how much angst we would have about that? I mean, shouldn't that guy have other things to like focus on? Is that bizarre or is that bizarre? Am I missing something here?
It's bizarre everywhere except for maybe Louisiana, Tony.
Well, the state capital
I don't
right
think
there.
that's anything new there.
And the state
It
capital.
may be new to be involved with LSU, but they're.
Brian's giving us a geography
they
lesson.
were more interested in gambling. I'm sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
Brian, what was that geography lesson? Say that again.
The state capital's right there in Baton Rouge, so that helps.
Say, huh? Say, what? Say, huh? Say, what? But I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let's take a brief Terrell Owens. And then Hughie joins, presented by our friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage. Say it loud and say it proud. Tom Gouffon, keep your phone on. I got to talk to you. Love and good vibes as we continue with more. It's your Tony Basilio show as we roll it on right after this.
Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
The High Noon line of hard seltzers is always a winner and always next level. High Noon vodka seltzers come in 14 flavors with real vodka and real fruit juice. Only 100 calories with no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. Personally, I'm partial black cherry and pineapple. 14 flavors. That's as many bad takes as I've got in a week. In the mood for a kick? Try High Noon vodka iced tea in 6 refreshing flavors, including peach and lemon, green tea, and half and half. Feeling adventurous? Check out High Noon tequila seltzer in 6 refreshing flavors, including my favorite, blood orange. High Noon real vodka, real fruit juice. Live like the sun is always out. Brought to you by High Noon Spirits Company. Must be 21 and over to enjoy responsibly.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Baseball fans, it's time to step up to the plate. Look your best. Get some new Tennessee gear from Alumni Hall. Alumni Hall has the best selection. Top brands for you to choose from this season. Look, it's nice and warm outside. So get into any of their 6 air-conditioned East Tennessee locations. Shop online, download the app, grab your Tennessee baseball jersey, your hat, your decal, maybe a t-shirt, and they have so much more. Earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Go Vols and shop Alumni Hall, your ultimate Tennessee shopping destination. Touch them all with Alumni Hall. When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio Show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
With Gary Sturm. He's with Mortgage Investors Group, making our community a better place every day. Gary, you've been at it 32 years, man.
Yes, Tony, I've been at Mortgage Investors Group for 32 years. We've known each other since, back in the 80s, right?
And we've gotten to know each other recently as our family has gotten involved with another mortgage. Through that whole process, you were a prince, just like Jeker. When he called you at 3 o'clock in the morning after a Tennessee loss, you've been giving your phone number out for a couple decades. And why is that, Gary?
This is the biggest financial decision you're ever going to make. You don't want to trust somebody online, some 800 number. You want to call somebody like myself that's going to give you my number, and you can call me anytime. I'm there to help you. I'm here to help you and your family, and I appreciate that. I appreciate your trust in me. You can call me anytime. You can be like Jeker and call me at 2 a.m. and complain about the balls just like he did. I'd rather you call me about a mortgage, but that's okay. If you want to cry about the balls, we can do that too. I'm a ball at heart. You know that. And if you want to come in and meet with me face-to-face, I'm here. If you want to do it online, I'm here. That's fine. If you're curious if you can qualify to buy a house, people know the housing market's tough. That's what I'm here for. There's no obligation. You can call me anytime. I get you pre-qualified. Or maybe you've got a mortgage, you're thinking about refinancing. Maybe you want to shorten the term. Maybe you want to go to a 15-year. Who knows? But again, that's what I'm here for. It's what I've been here for 32 years. My number is 865-660-2648. It's 865-660-2648.
Gary Sturm at Mortgage Investors Group, going to take great care of you.
Got a plumbing or HVAC problem at home? Whether it's an AC that won't cool, a furnace acting up, a clogged drain, or a water heater problem, Pipe Wrench Home Services is ready to help. Right now, get 15% off any HVAC or plumbing repair when you schedule service with Pipe Wrench Home Services. Our licensed technicians are equipped to diagnose the issue, explain your options, and get the repair done right the first time. Don't let a small problem turn into a major headache. That strange noise from your air conditioner, the water heater that's not keeping up, or the drain that keeps backing up won't fix itself. The longer you wait, the bigger the problem can become. At Pipe Wrench Home Services, we make repairs simple with friendly technicians and fast, reliable service that you can count on. We'll arrive ready to identify the problem and get your home back to normal as quickly as possible. Take advantage of 15% off any HVAC or plumbing repair and schedule your appointment today at pipewrench.com. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free. Restrictions may apply. Eligible for repairs up to $5,000. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
My name is Basilio. I'm back with you. Presented by our friends. Say it, know it, write it down at Gouffon Moving and Storage. Shout out to Taylor Gouffon. He's fifth generation. My name is Basilio. Hughie's in the mix and in the hunt and in the mix. And Hughie, I'll welcome you in against the backdrop that our phone system has been going nuts. Last night, Laura and I tested it. That thing is absolutely on the blink or whatever it is. It's on the brink of something. It's on the brink of me taking it and throwing it in the Tennessee River. I don't know if you've ever felt that way about electronic goods, but when electronics work, they're great. And when they don't, Hughie, I want to kick a hole in your quarter panel. Can you feel me on this Friday?
Yeah, there's numerous times where the computer breaks down and your anger is such that you feel like lighting it on fire, spraying it with a charcoal lighter and then watching it burn. And it would burn because I would put about 90 cans of charcoal lighter on it. So, but yeah, I understand your mindset about that.
The great Mike Hugan in the mix and in the hunt with us, and in the hunt and in the mix. And my name is Basilio, and we're pumped today. Hughie, all right, let's start here. My Big 12 and your Big 12 kicking it off this week in the July 4th week. This Euromark guy is quite a trip. He's going to make his conference international. He's got what's more goofy? He's proclaiming that his conference is international this week. They have signed up with a cryptocurrency firm, or they're going to have Monster Energy patches, and their basketball league is now called the Monster Energy Big 12. What's more nutty coming out of the Big 12 Media Day?
I think the first and third. cryptocurrency thing, I think more leagues are going to be doing that. No, the Big 12 is not an international brand. And the monster thing, on its face, you're thinking, hey, they got a nice, huge national brand to pair with them. How much is that going to mean for each team in the league? And then you read that it's $1 million and that's it. And then you're like, that's a horrible deal. What is he thinking? Because if I'm Kansas or I'm Kansas State or I'm Texas Tech or I'm Baylor, I can probably find a more local brand or a regional brand that'll pay me the same amount of money or even more. So the monster deal is not a good one. No one's going to no one's going to call it the monster Big 12 basketball tournament either. It's just going to be the Big 12 tournament. So that to me is a huge swing and miss. That's 3 fastballs down the middle at 85 miles an hour that a power hitter, major league power hitter, misses on all 3. That's the amount of money involved is ridiculous. It's not worth it.
Well, and the truth is, more and more leagues, as we've talked about, are going to look for ways in revenue. Here's the thing about the cryptocurrency. You think these leagues are going to get paid in cryptocurrency or cold hard cash, Hughie?
Good question. If I'm a school or a league or frankly any normal person involved in cryptocurrency, I'm wanting my money in cold hard cash. But the uniform patches, the stadium field logos, that is the way of the future. I mean, I don't think it's going to become like a NASCAR car or a NASCAR driver with 37 patches on it. But I think that, some schools are already putting corporate logos on their field for good chunks of change. I think they're willing to do the same for patches on a uniform. But I'll be honest, $1 million is not enough. That's selling really, really low, and it looks like a desperate move. Again, $1 million for that is ridiculous.
I mean, if I would have known that, I'd have put our logo on it for that.
Colorado, for instance.
Yeah.
And there is no. You can't tell me they wouldn't approach Coors and say, hey, put your logo on the uniform for $2 million. And Coors would do it, I would think. So the $1 million is you're selling way too cheaply.
Speaking of buying and selling, let's do a little buying and selling here. The Big 12, and we have something to talk about. We actually have something tangible to talk about. Big 12 coaches have selected blank, Hughie, to win the tourney. The media days at the Star in Frisco, Texas, right outside of Dallas. Blank got picked, Hughie. Who you think?
I still think it's Texas Tech.
And they picked BYU.
Interesting. BYU does have a quarterback back. They have the reigning Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year in L.J. Martin, the running back, who was quite good. Defensively, I think they're one of all the teams in the country, I think BYU has either the second or third most returning starters on defense. They have 7. In this era, that is frankly incredible. Bear Backmeyer, the quarterback, he's got to get a lot better as a passer, though, for me to believe that BYU is going to win the league.
That's so true, right? Sometimes when you have a returning quarterback, I mean, it sounds good on paper, but if your returning quarterback, like we've seen around here in years past, if your returning quarterback can't play or is pretty inaccurate, you have an Hey, Bino, that is kind of a conundrum, right? Like we tend to look at returning starters and go, that's great. But if your returning starters kind of can't play, it sort of defeats the purpose. The surprise level of both of you guys that Texas Tech, with all the money they've spent, is not the favorite to win the league. Hughie, how surprising is that to you when I said BYU to you?
Very much so. Texas Tech spent a ton of money again. They have they brought in a lot of guys on both sides of the ball. Their line is going to be good on both sides of the ball. They did not have a phenomenal offense last year and still won the league easily. They blew out BYU in the conference title game. So I am a little bit surprised by that. And maybe part of that is Texas Tech fatigue. You know, I live in Florida. You're in Tennessee. I'm sick of reading about Texas Tech. I would imagine that if I'm a Big 12 coach, no matter where I live, I'm sick of hearing about Texas Tech. And maybe part of it is just reflex. I'm not picking Texas Tech because Sorsby's not there. But then again, these are the same coaches who played against Sorsby last year when he was at Cincinnati. So in some respects, I think that's a diss on the Texas Tech talent acquisition, because I cannot fathom if you put the BYU starters up against the Texas Tech starters. I think Texas Tech would have 16 or 17 of the starters. So
well, here's the thing.
That's a lot on the quarterback, and I'm not sure Bear Backmeyer deserves that.
Hey, I bet they've outspent them 2-1 too. I mean, let's face it.
Well, no, BYU is spending money. That's why AJ DeBonso went to BYU. It wasn't out of the goodness of his heart. BYU does have money, but I don't think they have Texas. Well, they don't have Texas Tech money. So, and Tech basically they picked and chose out of the portal, and they got a bunch of guys that fit what they want to do. So I know the quarterback situation is a little bit in flux, but I still think Texas Tech top to bottom has a noticeably better roster than BYU.
The great Mike Hugan. And Bino, what's your level of surprise Texas Tech, who's kind of laughed their way through that league, that they're not the pick to win it, even with what happened with their quarterback?
I think they would be the pick for sure, Tony, if anyone was sure that Will Hammond was healthy enough at quarterback. I think he's coming off an ACL surgery in the offseason. I think they would be the pick there. I think it's all about uncertainty at the quarterback position.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. It might be an overreaction.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys want to do something depressing? So our UT insider, Orange Throat, Hugie, he ranked the SEC coaches and didn't rank he put the new coaches in their own category. I tried to do it, and I'm going to ask you and Bino about it. Man, it was a depressing exercise. I don't know. In the 32 years I've done this every day, which is a crazy thing to think about, I don't know if I've ever seen a time where the SEC's had more mediocrity in its head coaching ranks. And I'm talking about the 11 returners. Man, there are a lot of mediocre head coaches getting generationally wealthy. And it's just not impressive, that list of coaches in this league. Am I wrong, Hugie, in saying that? I obviously, Kirby Smart's very good. I don't understand what Alabama did with the long-term deal with Kalen DeBoer, who doesn't seem to fit there. And then I want to get into this thing with the governor and LSU and how volatile that looks even before they play a game under Lane Kiffin. But, man, the league just feels so average with these head coaches. It's strange.
I agree. I think that for the most part, SEC has better basketball coaches top to bottom than football coaches. And it clearly has better baseball coaches than football coaches. It has better softball coaches than football coaches. And for a conference that prides itself on football, prides itself on how much money it spends on football, they are paying exorbitant amounts of money to guys who are fair to wonder if they are really that good. The league desperately needs one, or actually probably needs two of the 5 new coaches to hit. Texas this year, we're going to find out a lot more about Sarkisian. Alabama, we're going to find a lot more about DeBoer. And the extension for DeBoer, it's hard to take athletic directors seriously when you have guys getting contract extensions after disappointing football seasons, which is what Alabama did with DeBoer. And the fit is a big deal. DeBoer, was a gigantic winner in NAI. And people, well, it's NAI. Yeah, but everybody's got the same amount of talent, basically. And his teams, I think he went 67-5. What he did at Washington was incredible in a short amount of time. Alabama, let's see. Jeff Lebby is not a good coach. We'll see what Eli Drinkwitz is. His teams at Mizzou without Kirby Moore's as OC were bad. Kirby Moore's gone. It is, and Kiffin and LSU. Kiffin is a winner to an extent. Let's see if going to LSU sort of takes away some of his self-destructive football decisions. I don't know if that's possible for him. So it is an interesting league when it comes to coaches. But I think SEC football coaches on the whole are not all that impressive.
Hey, Bino, I was looking at that list today when Throaty wrote it. I'm like, man, that is very underwhelming. And it's odd because there's so much money in this league. So much money in it, Bino.
Yeah, it is, Tony. Of course, it probably made the best hire. The league probably made the best hire. It just made it from within its own conference when LSU got Lane Kiffin. I think what the league probably needs is for it to have a couple of hits like Mike Elko was, because I'm not sure Mike Elko was any more highly regarded than like a Summerall is at the time of his hiring at Texas A&M. And that looks like a very, very good hire now.
Yeah, the weird thing is one of the better coaches, who I think is Clark Lee, is at a spot where he can't win big there. Like, I would like to see him in a spot that has resources, because I think he'd be very good. He proved that last year. Well, he's really proved that since he's been at Vanderbilt. He's pretty good. But he stayed put last year, which is kind of interesting. Because I think Clark Lee, if he wanted to, Hughie could have gotten involved with that Penn State gig before they went and, they went through the wilderness kind of and got lucky on Matt Campbell, who really, I think he would have stayed where he was were it not for the fact that where he was ran out of money to the point where they were starting to take money from coaches. That's when you know it's time to get out of there, when they're asking you to give back. Because one thing coaches don't want to do, Hughie, you've been out to lunch and dinner with a bunch of them. One thing you'll never hear a coach say when that check comes is, I got that.
I think Penn State, though, would have been Leary or Clark Lee simply because we're not hiring another coach from Vanderbilt. So,
well, good point.
But Clark Lee, I think he does know what he's doing. He did hit big in the portal with Pavia, but it was a smart decision. And he also brought in the OC from New Mexico State. And I think a lot of folks looked at Clark Lee, you're banking on guys from New Mexico State helping you. And, good coaches are everywhere. And, I said this before on your show, Will Stein, the new coach at Kentucky, extremely highly thought of.
Yeah.
In 2019, he was a high school offensive coordinator. And here he is 7 years later as a head coach in the SEC. There's good coaches everywhere. Kentucky's a program, though, that I'm not sure Will Stein can win there. But, Kentucky takes a gigantic chance on Will Stein. Florida takes a chance on Summerall. Arkansas takes a chance on Ryan Silverfield. Auburn takes a chance on Alex Dolish. Michigan, meanwhile, hires a new coach, Kyle Whittingham. Penn State hires a new coach, Matt Campbell. They're the winningest coaches at the schools they left. And I think those are considered, these are high floor, high ceiling hires. And I think the SEC, for the most part, made low floor, high ceiling coaching decisions. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all pans out for the new guys in the SEC. But yeah, there's unquestionably, in his heart of hearts, Sankey's hoping one of these 5 new guys they brought into the league knows what he's doing and gets a team, because the 5 teams that hire new coaches, Sankey wants his teams better top to bottom. So let's get these new coaches.
I'll tell you another thing it speaks to, Beanstar. And Bino, I want your thoughts on this, because our fan base is getting itchy and antsy with Heupel. Now, obviously, the narrative, if they get this DGG guy in a week and a half and can pull him away from Ohio State in that recruiting deal, the narrative changes a little bit. And it I don't say buys him time. I don't like that term, but that's kind of what I was thinking. But I'm not really thinking that because I don't know that we're at that juncture. But I think what this thing speaks to, Bino, is the importance to take a guy like him, a known, and see if you can, with your organization, pump some life into him and keep him around. Because you can get back into the bum of the month club very easily in this league, Bino. People aren't going to like me saying that, but it's true.
Well, I don't think that we should ever be scared to move on, Tony, and I don't think that we should ever settle here. But I do think when you've got a guy that's shown that he's capable, you better be real careful. You better know for a fact that the guy you're bringing in behind him is better than the guy that you're sending out. And we've talked about this several times. One of the guys that I think the great comparison that Negaday made was Gus Malzahn to Josh Heupel, and early success and then some drop-off. Well, Auburn moved on. They're a cautionary tale because they haven't had a winning season since they moved on.
Woo! Isn't that amazing? Auburn football struggling like that, Hughie. That's incredible, really, when you stop and think about it.
But they're not in the same category as Texas, Texas A&M, LSU, Oklahoma. But Oklahoma has a lot of money. Auburn, plus, Auburn. Heck, Terry Bowden had phenomenal success there, and as soon as that sort of tailed off, we're getting rid of this guy. And back in the 90s. So Auburn is a program that serves as a cautionary tale on a lot of levels in a lot of sports. But yeah, Heupel, I think Heupel's an elite offensive coach. I think his defense has let him down. Quarterback, I don't think he needs oh my God, that guy's a for sure top 10 pick in the NFL draft. I don't think he needs a guy like that at quarterback either. But let's see if the freshman is the kind of guy that can make his offense go. And again, something we talked about, I think it was either last week or the week before, if Tennessee's running game is as good as folks think it will be, it lessens the pressure on the new quarterback, and it also forces defenses to creep up, and you hit the deep pass, which is a vital part of Heupel's offense. So, but I think Heupel, you're right. I mean, the problem with the SEC, and you and I have talked about this for decades, this is a league that spends a ton of money on football, and every single fan base except Vanderbilt thinks it should win 9 games at minimum. I mean, I'm talking Mississippi State feels that way. Kentucky feels that way. Missouri feels that way. That's not logical. So sometimes when SEC teams fire their coaches, they are absolutely not logical.
Here's your thought, Bino. Heupel's won 45 football games with Tim Banks as his defensive coordinator. And as Music City Sam said over here on YouTube, among that sea of absolute brain donors, commenting while we're talking, that's a miracle. Think about that. 45 wins with Tim Banks as your DC. Jeez Louise, man.
Yeah, now it's that's part of Heupel's doing is that he had Tim Banks as his DC for that long. I do think we needed to see a much more sense of urgency out of Heupel in our program, and I think that we've seen that in the off season. Now, whether that adds up to more wins or not, we'll see. But we have seen an increased sense of urgency.
Here's the thing, too, Hughie, when you start thinking about that coaching list, right? Because I really struggle on where to put whom where, because it's just I don't know. It all seems like those guys are a lot of the same, like as you do it. In years past, you go blank, 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 and then you get to like 4 or 5 and you struggle. I got to like 3. And I'm kind of struggling around because I'm with you. The DeBoer guy does not fit at Alabama. He just doesn't. And I don't understand what they're thinking. Look, are they going to make the playoffs? I don't know this year. I don't think they are. I think Alabama's getting ready to become kind of regular in this moneyed era. I don't know that they have the deep pockets, and I don't know that he's the guy that's going to be able to orchestrate this thing without the deep pockets. But I guess we'll wait and see. I will tell you this. I think Florida got it right. And I think next year, and I said this in my blog today, when we're ranking those coaches, I don't know if it'll be next year, but after 27, I have a feeling we're going to say that Summerall guy is in the top 3 or 4 coaches in the league. I really believe that.
4 years at 2 schools. He's played in a conference championship game all 4 years. Granted, much lesser leagues. The concern I would have for Florida this year, how good's the quarterback going to be? Florida has money. This school that's spending $1 billion on its football stadium renovation. So you can criticize Billy Napier for every single thing he did on the field. Off the field, he left a pretty solid infrastructure. And I think his failures caused the boosters to pony up money as well. Like Auburn, I think one issue at Auburn always is I think Alex Golesh is an interesting coach. Interesting personally and interesting with the offense he likes to run. Obviously, it's a lot like Heupel because he worked for Heupel. But I think one issue at Auburn always is the boosters aren't rowing the same way. They're not like the Norway fans of the World Cup. You got one guy rowing to the left, one guy rowing backwards,
nice.
One guy rowing to the right. So I think whereas Summerall at Florida has everybody rowing the same way, I'm not sure that's ever going to be the case at Auburn. But I think Summerall has the recruiting base. He has the money. He's got a top 10 recruiting class for next year. Alabama's not going to finish in the top 20, which is stunning. And right now, depending on which recruiting service you look at, Georgia is not going to be in the top 10, which is going to be the first time since Smart's been there. So you sort of wonder if Kirby Smart is a lesser version of Dabo in terms of the roster building aspect. I think Summerall is fine with the portal. I think Heupel's fine with the portal. Kiffin obviously is fine with the portal. Sarkisian obviously is fine with the portal. Elko is obviously fine with the portal. There's so much new stuff that each coach has to worry about now, but I think Summerall fits the mold of a I don't want to say cutting edge, but new age coach. You understand, here's all the disparate pieces. I could put them together, and I'm not sure some of the other guys that were hired this year have the ability or will be allowed to put them together the same way.
And that's the other thing about these SEC jobs, Beanstar. It ticks behind the scenes in these deals in this money era. Politics has always been crazy, but now with these boosters giving hundreds of millions of dollars, you don't think those guys want more of a voice? There's just no way for a head coach to manage all that, especially once you start losing a little bit. You almost have to be one of these guys just doesn't give an F at all and just says, look, I got this job, and if you want to fire me, and I'll take my buyout money. But you almost have to approach the job that way. And I don't know how many of these guys do that, but you almost have to, because you can't tell me that these guys give that kind of money and don't want some kind of voice on what you're doing. Because I think it would be naive to believe that. You talk about Auburn. Auburn's a chief example, but I'll tell you another one, Hughie, that I think is going to be very combustible. I've been saying this for months now. Lane Kiffin, the hire at LSU, could be an absolute home run. Hughie, that could be a disaster down there with his weird, shy personality. This governor already calling in the top 40 boosters. Here's the thing about LSU. The governor's calling them to the governor mansion, and they're doing it publicly. Yeah, literally, it's out in the open. It's one thing to do that. Can you imagine if that happened down in Florida, what people would be saying? I mean, they're just doing it there.
Yeah, Landry is channeling his inner Huey Long and getting way too involved in football. And, yeah, I think if you're outside the state, you're looking at Louisiana, the state that's near the bottom in every single countable category in terms of everything. The football program evidently appears at the top of Jeff Landry's to-fix list, which it's a little bit it's disgusting, I'll be honest, from an outsider point of view. But maybe folks in the state of Louisiana go, we don't care about our educational system. We don't care about our crime. We don't care about the fact that all these oil plants are ruining our environment. By God, the Tigers are going to be in the college football playoff. Maybe that's the mindset. Who knows? But the governor being front and center, my assumption is, if LSU loses this year, people are going to approach the governor for a quote. Think about that. That's that's going to happen. And I don't think in Tennessee, if Tennessee loses the game, people are going to ask the governor to comment. I don't think in Georgia, if Georgia loses, they're going to call Brian Kemp and ask about the loss. South Carolina, if Beamer loses a game, we know he's going to. No one's going to call the South Carolina governor and ask for a quote. But in Louisiana, the governor has inserted himself front and center into the football program.
You know, Bino, think about how just absolutely bizarre that is. If our governor called the top 50 boosters to Nashville, I mean, think about that. Just how idiotic that is.
Yeah, I mean, especially for just to be right out there in the open, where he's not even attempting to say, hey, I'm going to leave that to someone else. You know, there are probably a lot of governors out there that love college football that are involved one way or another, but generally behind the scenes. This just shows that I have too much time on my hands to think about stuff. But I was thinking about Kiffin, and the image that came to my mind was he's got to be one of the world's greatest gymnasts that takes his score from 10 to 5 with every dismount, because every exit he has is a disaster, with the possible exception of FAU.
Is that great, Hughie, that he just said that?
Yeah.
He's so right. When he walked down the Raiders or that less than amicable departure, when their owner, the late great Al Davis, had that deal where he put that flow chart up there and he called Kiffin a serial liar. It was one of the greatest things. And then he came to Tennessee and he said, hold my Dos Equis. I'll show you a dismount. And then he got met on the tarmac
at USC.
And then last year
Saban runs him off because he's coaching FAU when he's supposed to be at Alabama. I mean, every one of them. Then he leaves Ole Miss. They're still in the playoffs.
Hughie, I haven't even thought about that. That is beautiful.
Yeah, the Alabama one, They let him go before the old college football playoff, the BCS title game. Think about that, or college football playoff title game. There was like a 2 or 3 week thing. It's announced that he's going to go to FAU. Everybody's thinking, oh, they'll keep him through the playoff. No, Saban said get out, and Sarkisian became the play caller for one game that season. So, yeah. Yeah.
Well, Hughie, not only did he do the thing with LSU, but he made up the story about how they tried to run him off the road.
Yeah,
exactly. And the cops produced the video. Yeah, the cops were like, "We have the video. If you'd like, we can show the video. Like we gave the guy an escort. Like nobody ran the dude off the road. But Kiffin, this thing, I'm telling you, is going to be so fun down there, so interesting, so comical, so hilarious. You can see it coming from a mile away, and he is eternally weird. Like those people are kind of weird and kind of crazy, but he's really shy. And I don't know, Hughie, that feels like a weird match, them and him. He's a great coach. Don't get me wrong. He's number 2 in the league behind our guy at Georgia, who's just does a great job. He can take yours and beat you. He can take his and beat you. I mean, this guy can coach. There's no question about Kirby Smart. In-game coach, that guy's excellent. They just know what they're doing. Kiffin is boom or bust at LSU, and I don't see any in between. No in between.
3 of the first 4 games, Clemson, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M. So I don't know how good Clemson is going to be, but we know Ole Miss is going to be incredible atmosphere. And then Texas A&M the next week, and we know A&M is extremely talented. So the first month could be bumpy at LSU, and given all that's going on, any loss will be magnified by 1,000. So I think LSU. I'm not sure. Right at this point, right now, there's a more hated team in the league than LSU. It used to be Alabama, but I think Kiffin has antagonized enough people. Everybody hates LSU now, sort of like everybody hates Texas Tech in the Big 12. Not to the extent LSU that's Texas Tech, but I think everybody in the league, fans of every team except LSU, are waiting for some kind of explosion at LSU. And if they lose any game in the first month, it's going to happen. And if they somehow lose 2 games in the first month, Baton Rouge could burn.
Going to be absolutely comical. All right, Hughie, it's time for our Mover of the Week, presented by our friends at Gufon Moving and Storage. Since the late 1800s, across several generations, they've been moving people around the area, in-state, out-of-state. Take care of your stuff as if it were theirs. Look, here's the deal. You don't thrive in a competitive industry like that as long as they have to become the longest continuously family-owned moving company in these United States of America. Now, that's an incredibly strong thing to say, and it happens to be the truth. And I want to shout out Gufon Moving and Storage. All right, my friend. Hit it.
Yeah, it's the once again going down the charts, the NCAA. Judge yesterday in Ohio granted a preliminary injunction for 24 men and women's basketball players against the NCAA. And the judge said the new NCAA eligibility rules, which have been in place for 9 days, have been applied in what he called an arbitrary and capricious manner. So everybody, once the new rules passed, anybody with half a brain realized this is not going to pass muster. The age limit and the 5 and 5 for a variety of reasons. And here we are, a little bit more than a week after the rules went into effect. You have an Ohio judge saying, yeah, this is ridiculous. The NCAA can't do this. Now, it's a preliminary injunction, which means there's going to be a trial But does anybody, again, with half a brain, think the NCAA is going to win this? So, everybody was like, oh, this is going to solve everything. Well, it's not. The only thing that's going to solve everything is the players becoming employed. And in a lot of states, that's not going to be allowed to happen. So we're going to continue bumbling along. Thank God every game is great, because every other day of the week is garbage because there's so much stuff going on. But again, a week after the new NCAA rules pass, you have a judge saying, no, those are not legit.
You like it, Bino? Bino, you like it? I mean, it's so silly. It's just, it's stunning. Hughie, all right. Give me a comparison and analogy. I've been thinking about it all week. I've been so disappointed. Here's the thing about that U.S. soccer performance here tonight. Lose, I don't care. Like I was looking at one of the U.S. soccer boards where those people that go to all the games and the Uncle Sam's Army people hang out, or whatever they call themselves. And they're like, look, you want to go out and lose, go out and lose. You want to go out and lose when your defenders look like they're stuck in the mud for the first 20 minutes of the deal. Pulisic looks like he's high as a kite, whatever was going on with him. He's not in position at all defensively. Offensively, he's passing up shots he should shoot. Nothing went right. And then to top it off, you kind of get back in your match, and all of a sudden your goalie kicks the ball into the turf when he's trying to clear a ball. Like, that's one of the biggest choke jobs on the world stage ever. What is that akin to, Hughie? And literally 40 minutes, 40 million Americans watched it. Like this is what that sport's been waiting for on our continent for forever. And those poor guys went out and literally choked a bone. Now, what can we compare that to? Because I don't know if they were going to win anyway, but you can't look like that. You just can't look like that. You can lose. It's fine to lose. What do we compare it to, Hughie? What do you got?
2 college football championship games: Alabama 42, Notre Dame 14, and Alabama 21, LSU nothing. The rematch of the game LSU won in the regular season. You thought, the U.S. will never be a soccer country. Well, I'm old. I was going to say in my lifetime. I'm not even sure anybody's lifetime right now, because the way it's set up is ridiculous. But you're right. The way they performed they looked quite bad. But yeah, I thought of the Alabama 42-14 Notre Dame route, and then the Alabama 21-0 over LSU after LSU had beaten them in the regular season, because Notre Dame and LSU in those 2 games looked like they did not belong. And U.S. looked like it did not belong to a Belgium team that is
not good.
Not
great. They're not great. No. In fact, they're going to wear one this afternoon. That's what's going to happen to Belgium. They're going to get waffled.
But I mean, at least the U.S. didn't play France. It would have been like 7-1. So,
I mean, Bino, what? You're agnostic towards the sport, whatever. I mean, you're watching that the other night. I mean, that's a total choke job by U.S. soccer. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't know any other way to say that.
Yeah, they compared to the first 3 games that I had seen them play, this was the first time that they just looked scared, or lost. You could just tell from early in the contest that they were going to be on their heels the entire time.
Yeah, they were absolutely. Cam Schneider, who we bring on, Hughie, he nailed that thing. He said, you know what just happened? Balogun got cleared, and those people are getting ready to absolutely make an example out of the U.S. in the first 15 minutes of that game. He said they're going to attack them like a pack of bees. Now, the U.S. knew that. Everybody, and those guys went out there and played like it was the middle of the MLS season, and they were on like a 4-game road trip and they had played like 4 matches in 6 days or something. It was utterly ridiculous. Hughie, I love you. I appreciate you. You're the man. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Goofon Moving and Storage. You're the man.
Right, talk next week. Thanks, sir.
And Hughie today appears on your high noon hotline. Say it, know it, and write it down because it's unbelievable. And I want to remind you the sun's up. And I want to thank our friends at High Noon for providing your High Noon hotline. Remember, High Noon's line of hard seltzers, always a winner, always next level. 14 flavors, real vodka, real fruit juice, only 100 calories, no sugar added, gluten-free. Black cherry and pineapple are awesome. 14 flavors. And look, I may have had that many bad takes. I'll tell you one guy that had those many bad takes, this Rodney Kraft guy over on YouTube. I put him in a 30. He gave me a $10 super chat, and I put him in a 30-minute timeout. Gah! Also, you can check out High Noon's Tequila Seltzer. 6 refreshing flavors, including, check out the blood orange and real fruit juice, real vodka. The sun is always out. Brought to you by the High Noon Spirits Company, 21 and over. Enjoy responsibly. When we continue, Beth Parks joins. She's with Alumni Hall, and they had a wild morning, and she's going to share it with us after this.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Tona B, inviting you to experience the Collins Insurance difference. And what's that? How about multiple top carriers that you can trust? Like Erie, they underwrite our entire Rainier studio and everything around it. Travelers, Hartford, Hanover, Progressive. We do what's right because we care. In today's technology-driven world, maintaining the human touch, Bruce Springsteen, is one of our main focuses. We deliver the best customer service humanly possible. We give you someone that you can actually call or sit in front of. Imagine that. No call centers here. Experience the Collins Insurance difference. Check them out at collinsinsuranceTN.com, and they're Mrs. B approved. Collins Insurance. TB with a few serious questions. You feeling tired? Foggy, you gaining weight, or you just don't feel like yourself anymore? Hormone therapy is finally becoming mainstream, but it's truly something my man, Dr. Tom Rogers, has been doing for over 20 years. Dr. Rogers at Performance Medicine wants you to feel your best, and he treats both males and females. So guys, we can do this as a family. At Performance Medicine, hormone therapy is personalized to you. If you're dealing with hot flashes or mood swings or low energy, decreased libido, fatigue, muscle loss, stubborn weight gain, it might be time to find out what your body really needs. No shame in this game. You can do something about all the above. Performance Medicine offers customized hormone treatment plans based on comprehensive lab testing with options like pellets, creams, patches, oral medications, and injections. The goal is simple. Help you feel like yourself again. Next level. Make your life better. Take it to the higher plane. Visit performancemedicine.net. Schedule your consultation today. You'll feel your best with Performance Medicine.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got 2 locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org, and both locations we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw, available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. Like our 2026 football Vols, score a T3 TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times, 80 proof of vodka, delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades, like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3 TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3 TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's Premium Vodka, T3, Tennessee's Premium Vodka, distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee. TB here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting because every customer counts, and I mean no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you. Not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved and will go the extra mile for you because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing.
Nothing makes you realize how much you rely on your air conditioner like a scorching hot day in East Tennessee. You want more than a technician. You want someone you can trust. Schedule Pipe Wrench's $79 AC tune-up now because the heat is here. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune your HVAC system to help it run efficiently and reliably while reducing the risk of breakdowns when you need it most. And while we're there, we can also recommend ways to improve your indoor air quality for cleaner, healthier air throughout your home. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when comfort matters most. Schedule your $79 AC tune-up today at PipeWrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer valid on standard systems only. Visit PipeWrench.com for details.
A lot of onions to peel back as we welcome you back, hour 2, on your Tony Basilio show. That's me. He's Bino, Jeff Henderson. The college football thing, Bino, is it's no longer linear. It's extremely fractured. And there's so much interesting stuff that goes on. Man, it's going to be a really fun football season. I can feel it in my bones, Beanstar. Last couple of years have been really fun.
Yeah, it's always interesting, Tony, and it's becoming more and more interesting. Whether it's more and more stable, I doubt, but there's never any lack of interest in what's going on or interest.
Oh, no, and that's a here, there, and everywhere kind of thing. But this uniform reveal this week only reinforces my thought that, it's a heartily interesting time, and the connection between fan base and school is palpable, and it matters. You see that passion on the world stage for World Cup soccer. We know what it's like. Beth Park's got a good look at that today because Alumni Hall on Adidas Day, I don't know, what would the term be, Beth? You guys got invaded? What would the term be for what happened today as I welcome you in?
Hey, thank you so much, Tony. Today was an exciting day. And as people came in, I was saying, happy Adidas Day, go Vols, because it was certainly something that we've been working on for a year. And the store was just so beautiful and shiny this morning when we got to open those doors for all the fans to come in and check out the new gear.
And how was it? Was it just crazy? How many folks were there? I mean, you started at 8:30 in the morning, right?
Yeah, there was a line out the door. I think the first person lined up around before I got there at 7:30. So I'm not sure how long he had been there. Probably 7 a.m. And so, line out the door. And when we unlocked the doors at 8:30 for everybody to come in, there was definitely a rush to be the first ones in the store to check it all out. And not only were people shopping, but we had so many orders come in online that that our own employees were running around, picking up stuff for all of the online orders. So, and we've got plenty for everybody. We've got today. We're making it a big party because it is a big deal, and I hope you come and check us out. But the Adidas stuff, like you were saying just a second ago, Tony, they have really gone the extra mile on these little details and these little hidden jewels in the design and the architecture of the products. And it's really thoughtful. Whereas a lot of times, it's just a Tennessee slapped on a T-shirt or something like that. They have tiny little details that you have to look for that are very special.
Can you give me an example as Beth Parks joins? She's at Alumni Hall, and since you're in the industry, some of those little hidden Easter egg kind of things that you've caught.
Yeah, so just in the back of the jersey, and you can, I think they showed some of this on some of their social media when it was sneak peeked, but like even in the collar of the jerseys, it says, I will give my all. You might notice like little things in patterns, whether it's the sun sphere or a vol script or just something about Neyland Stadium that is not just, front and center. You kind of have to look for it or look at the pattern a little bit better. And so when you see that, you're like, that's really thoughtful. And one thing that I really like about the Adidas products is that, and again, I don't know what everything is called in like manufacturing or whatever, but some of the things that are patches and things that are on the jerseys or on the products are kind of like that raised silicone that really, for my house and the amount of laundry that we do, that stuff is going to last and not, kind of fade or get ruined. So I was really, really thrilled to see like the quality that Adidas showed up with.
So it's funny, right? Full disclosure, I'm in Pennsylvania visiting family, and I have been for a couple of weeks. In fact, Beth, I haven't heard my lovely wife this happy in a long time, because she was here first part of my journey. I've been here like a couple of weeks by myself, and we were FaceTiming last night. I said, "Look at you, you're really smiling and really." Anyway, that's another story for another day. But it all leads to this. So I was out looking for some World Cup merch because the World Cup was here, and I like my kickball, and I purchased something, but it's got that lettering that was ironed on, and I know that it's going to last maybe 15, 20 washes, and it's going to start coming off. And that raised stuff, when you see the raised stuff on that gear, the Adidas people this week have, and I was just texting with the great Bob Baskerville about this. I mean, this launch has been perfectly executed by them. It's just been perfect. And UT has done a great job with it.
They really have, and they have worked so hard. And I think our first meeting last summer where we were talking about, how are we going to, yes, this is great for the university and the athletes and the teams, and how are we going to roll this out to the fans in a really meaningful way? And I am thrilled the way that Adidas stepped up and embraced not only our stores, but our fan base, and took time to understand us. And we met with them personally and said, this is what our shoppers want. This is what they look for. And they said they were there with notepads and actually really listened to us, which doesn't happen very often, these days, that, oh, well, we got it. No, they were like, for our fans, this is what sells the best, or this is what kind of color schemes that we see that sells at Alumni Hall. This is the fan favorite. And they really took notes on all of that and delivered on it. The Adidas golf that they brought in this morning is really, really nice. And when I was walking through, and again, I'm touching everything, and I'm like, God, these polos just, they feel so good, and they feel like substantial. Like, some of those polos that are just so thin that there's like nothing there.
Yes.
Like, these polos feel like there's actually, some quality behind it. And I was just really impressed. So we went under construction. We started early in the week and did some really quick remodels. Had to put up like curtains and things to kind of have construction going on in the store and still be open, and worked late through the night and early this morning. And I tell you, you go into Alumni Hall, and with this Adidas launch, you are shopping the Tennessee fan experience at Alumni Hall. It's beautiful.
I tell you, you do a great job. The thing about knowing you is you're like I am. You're not in the complimentary mood unless it's deserves to be complimented. So when you're talking, yeah, you just kind of like, that's why you and I get along. You just sort of call it like you see it. And, and that's me. And you know me, I will poke fun at things and be kind of, anti-establishment, I guess you could say. This reveal this week and what they've done and the way you're describing what you're describing, and then talking to people internally at Tennessee, they've deferred so much to Tennessee's design team, which is I guess what I'm trying to say is it sounds to me like Adidas this time around did not make this about them. They've kind of checked their ego at the door and just said, okay, we're going to make this thing pretty special for Tennessee fans. It's pretty laudable, I think.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like, and again, I wasn't here for the last Adidas launch, but I can imagine, based on my other experiences in life and in business, that this truly felt like a partnership, and that they saw the power of Alumni Hall and know what we bring to the table, and spent time with us and listened to us and worked with, Jimmy and Alicia's team over at UT, and had all of the partners. And I love that they're bringing in like the student athletes, the alumni, the fan favorites, that they've brought in Candace Parker and Peyton and done these really, really great videos. And honestly, it feels like they're embracing more than just products. And that's what I always say at Alumni Hall is, like, we're not just selling products, we're selling the fan experience. And I feel like they've done a really good job of that. And it reflects in the store.
Yeah, awesome stuff. So, congratulations to you guys. Listen, I know.
We get you over there.
Well, I'm in Pennsylvania right now, so it's kind of.
Well, when you get back, because I know you still have that Holy T-shirt from the last time I did the interview, that we're going to have to get you a shirt without holes in it. And as soon as you get back to town, I'm going to meet you over there, and we got to doctor you up.
Bino, she's cracking on my hoodie that I've had for like 20 years. And she goes, do you want a new one? And I said, no. She was like, why are you wearing something around? Beth, my hole's gotten so substantial that I had my wallet in it, and it almost slid through. I'm not really proud of this, but it almost slid through the hole. It just kind of is my vibe, my image. I don't know.
Yeah.
Beth, Tony's never going to have any new apparel reveals shows. I can promise you that.
You know what? I think that we could do something really fun on social media where we take that other shirt and we replace it with something new at Alumni Hall. Let's do that.
Well, you're the best, Beth. And I want to say this about you as well. You guys have been such a champion for what we do with the Keith Hatfield Memorial Amachi Tailgate, which will be coming up this year during the Kennesaw State weekend. And we're going to start really asking our fans to send their tickets. And I'll have that email address next week on our blog. But you guys you've gone and put your arms around this and gone above and beyond. And the kids last year, when they saw some of the stuff that you guys left, I mean, it literally brought a tear to my eyes watching that. And our friends at Amachi, I know they've reached out to you and have thanked you, but I wanted to thank you publicly and everybody that is involved with you guys, because I know you collect stuff and you've been collecting stuff for them. And thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah, you are on my mind year round, and I try to keep these kids and these families in mind as I see products or opportunities where I can give back. I have a little stash I have boxes with Tony's name on them, and as I find things, I'm like, oh, I could use that over here. In some years, I'm impressed with how much I've collected that I can turn around and donate and give back. So I'm glad. I'm really. It makes me happy too. It makes my heart really happy to be able to work with you on that. So thank you for including me.
Beth, you're wonderful. To say Brandon outkicked his coverage would not even be fair to kicking. But because I'll tell you what, he's done a great job in his spot with Vol Network. And Beth, I appreciate you. I just hope you have a great weekend. Is there anything else you care to add here on the way out?
No, please come and see us at Alumni Hall. Come check out the new Adidas lines. We have 6 stores in the state of Tennessee, and we have a new store that is going to be opened up in Chattanooga in the fall that we're really excited about. So check us out online if you live a little bit too far away, and go Vols.
Thank you so much. Go Vols, back to you, and happy Adidas Day.
Thank you.
Thank you. I can't imagine, Bino, the amount of work that it's got to take at 6 stores throughout our area to get the old stuff out, the new stuff in, make it all look great, make it all look spick and span. I mean, I just can't imagine the amount of work involved in that.
No. It's nothing I would want to be involved in, Tony. Glad there's someone that does, though.
Back to the phone said, Basilio loves Adidas because he hasn't bought any apparel since 1998. No offense. I will say this. Where's it going to be in Chattanooga? Jeff, I'll find out for you. So I'll tell you, man, you know me, Bino, I'll poke fun at anything. I'll crack on anything. I'm going to err on the side of being kind of, how would you describe me? Cynical? Whatever. That thing this week that Adidas did, like every piece of it and every piece of what UT did was well thought out, was really good, was really well done. And it's a given that the Alumni Hall, you go in their stores, it's a given you're going to have a great experience. Now, I'm going to see 2 of my friends later today and he's having he's going to have a crab boil at his house, the great Joe O'Sullivan is. And Fidanza and myself are going over there. And those are the 2 clowns that you've met a couple times as they come down each year for a game over at Calhoun's. But, you know, one year it was the A&M weekend. I took them to the Alumni Hall, which is over off Paper Mill Road. There were 1 million people in there. I thought it's going to be 45 minutes. No. They had like 5 registers in there. We got in it. Well, I couldn't believe it with the number of people that were in there. And the line originally, but then they opened up that register. We got in like 7 minutes. And so they know exactly what they're doing. That stuff is first class. Those guys were talking about that. And so the passion of our fan base, I mean, it's just a privilege to get to do this every day. It just is. It's just very fun.
Yeah, it is, Tony. It's a pleasure to serve this fan base in whatever small way that we can, because you love passion in everything, Tony. And one thing that this fan base cannot be accused of is a lack of that.
Oh no! And here's the thing: Danny White and his team this week did an awesome job. I give them an A plus for the job they did this week. That was, if I didn't feel that way, I would not be saying that. There's nothing in it for me to say that. I mean, there's just not. And here's the thing about our show that I want people to understand. When you do well, I praise you. When you do something in between, we talk about it. And when you step out of bounds, we'll criticize you. Because we all have good and bad days. It's part of humanity. But I'm going to say this week, Tennessee, and since they are waiting till August to reveal the Smoky Gray thing, they had a perfect week. It's Jim Bunning on Father's Day in Shea Stadium, 1964, Bino. Perfect game for the Vols this week. A perfect game, Beanstar.
Yeah. Kudos.
Yes. Smoky Vol 98 says, just wait for the Smoky Gray reveal in August. Basilio will be on here giving it an F. Oh, I will. I'm hoping we can do, what's the site, Bino, where you get the petitions going?
Tony, you're asking the wrong guy. I'm not a petition guy, but I have no idea.
Nashville Vol fan.
When you said, what's the site, you should have directed that to someone else.
Nashville Vol fan, who's a female listener to the show, is on here ripping the Vandy Dandy, who says that Vandy has a store in P.F. Chang's. Take that. Hey, Vandy Dandy, I'll bet a store in an Asian food restaurant, a clothing store, I bet those clothes smell really good, man. After they've been sitting there on the rack for like 9 months because nobody goes near them. I'll tell you what, man. I would love to get a shirt that smells like wasabi. Nashville Vols fan snaps back at him and says, no one, and I mean no one cares about the Vandy bookstore. You should get blocked for slandering a sponsor. Now, Nashville Vol fan, do you really think that I should block the Vandy Dandy? I'll tell you one thing about Negative on this thing, Bino. He goes after these Vanderbilt people and the LSU guy and a couple other Negative's like nobody cares. Negative's like I'll criticize us, but you will not criticize us guy. Yeah. It's funny how people ultimate. Are like that, right?
He's the ultimate. I can fight my family, but don't you come in here doing it.
Yeah, Bino's seen him in there. This Negative guy is quite the character now. He'll sit there and rip us all day long. But the minute one of these other fans says something about, he goes, "Shut the hell up!" I read, Brian. I read Negative's posts in his voice, like the way you do, and he'll write things like, "Shh, say it, Brian. Give me a shut the hell up in Negative."
It's Negative. Shut the hell up. It's Negative. We'll never win another game. We're never going to win another game. We'll never make another play.
Somebody asked, all right, Nashville Vol fans, since you're kind of new, tell you what I'm going to do. And I don't usually play to the crowd. Vandy Dandy, you're in the penalty box over on Twitter. I'm going to give you 10 minutes in the box just for being an irritant. Just for being an irritant. Vandy Dandy, you're now in the box. Oh, wait a second here. Did I put Vandy Dandy in the box, or I think I just put the wrong. I think I just had a keystroke.
You just jailed the wrong person, Tony.
Isn't he an irritant all the time, Tone?
Do what?
Isn't he an irritant all the time?
Yeah. So Vandy Dandy, you're getting 10 too. Okay, so you're out for 10. Radio gets results. 865-200-5. Yeah, Vandy has gear on their rack since like 2021. Okay.
I think it says all you need to know about Bandy, that they've got an apparel shop
Yes.
in PF Chang's instead of a standalone.
Bino, I got it.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, and he's bragging about it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what,
good.
I want, and put one in like an Indian store. I think a hoodie that smells like curry when you get inside and you warm or you work out in a hoodie. I was going to say on a hot summer day because I wear a hoodie on a hot summer day, but I bet that smells really good when you get that sweat going in the hoodie.
Yeah, give me a hibachi shrimp jersey, please.
Yeah, it's pretty next level, man. Pretty next level. I got to tell you a quick story. So our phone lines are blinking. Those who've been trying to call the show this week, we're not ignoring you. Brian's not ignoring you. Last night I did a thing with our engineer. So we've got a pretty expensive system in our it's got firmware, hardware, the whole deal. And last night I called, and what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to lock in on a phone line, okay? So Laura says, watch this. So she calls from one of like the 9 cell phones we have in our studio that we do things on, and it starts on 2, Bino, and it jumped over to 3, jumped over to 1, jumped back over to 3, jumped over to, it didn't lock in on any of the lines. Not good, Bino. Not good. We reached out to Comcast. I thought it was a Comcast issue yesterday on the air because you were hearing yesterday on the air when you were listening to the show, you heard the call waiting thing. Click, 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 click. And some people thought it was the callers. No, it was on our end. I knew what it was because it's happened before. Generally, when it's happened, Comcast has fixed it because it's been a Comcast. The lady said, no. It's not us. So it's happening within this really expensive, kind of intricate sort of system, somewhere in the firmware and the thisware and the thatware and the hardware and the thisware. Anyway, so we're trying to get it. Here's the thing that's great about my wife, okay, that I love about her, is she's extremely thorough and she doesn't play around. So when we bought this system, we actually bought 2 of them, which I didn't know. But our engineer last night, we were on the phone with him. He had a busy day. We were on the phone like 8 o'clock at night with him. And he said, you guys have another one. And she said, yeah, that's right. He goes, yeah, I remember. You bought 2. So we're going to install the other one. So we're going to try to take some calls on the other side of this. It's long and short of the story. But I can't promise anything. And understand that when you hear the click, 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 the call waiting sound, this thing is just totally malfunctioning right now. But anyway, I love you. I appreciate you. My brother, Steve, I put Celtic Drew Bino in timeout for 10 minutes. I just figured out what I did.
You put
Any
Celtic
thoughts?
Drew in there for someone else's offense?
Of course. Celtic Drew, I'm like U.S. soccer, brah. I'm not exactly performing at my highest level right now.
Just serve your time, Drew. You'll be a better man for it.
Yeah, Drew. Learn from this mishap that has come your way, this injustice that's been visited upon you and your family. Learn from it, Celtic Drew. As we continue with more on the other side. More on your Chilio show after this. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contracting. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting. He doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis. That's right. The most interesting man in the world has returned, and he's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth, all are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend. And remember, stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Like our 2026 football Vols, score a T3 TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times. 80 proof of vodka delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3 TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3 TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's Premium Vodka, T3, Tennessee's Premium Vodka, distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Baseball fans, it's time to step up to the plate. Look your best. Get some new Tennessee gear from Alumni Hall. Alumni Hall has the best selection. Top brands for you to choose from this season. Look, it's nice and warm outside, so get into any of their 6 air-conditioned East Tennessee locations. Shop online, download the app, grab your Tennessee baseball jersey, your hat, your decal, maybe a t-shirt, and they have so much more. Earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Go Vols and shop Alumni Hall, your ultimate Tennessee shopping destination. Touch them all with Alumni Hall. Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got 2 locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org. And both locations, we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
The High Noon line of hard seltzers is always a winner and always next level. High Noon vodka seltzers come in 14 flavors with real vodka and real fruit juice. Only 100 calories with no sugar added, and it's gluten-free.
Personally, I'm partial black cherry and pineapple.
14 flavors.
That's as many bad takes as I've got in a week.
In the mood for a kick? Try High Noon vodka iced tea in 6 refreshing flavors,
including peach and lemon, green tea, and half and half.
Feeling adventurous? Check out High Noon tequila seltzer in 6 refreshing flavors, including my favorite, Blood Orange. High Noon real vodka, real fruit juice. Live like the sun is always out.
Brought to you by High Noon Spirits Company. Must be 21 and over to enjoy responsibly.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Oh, sorry. Getting in the mood because this Saturday is Christmas in July at Covenant Health Park. But your Knoxville Smokies have great promotions all week long. Like all-you-can-eat Wednesday, Knox Vegas Thirsty Thursday with half-off draft beers, fireworks on Friday, then yes, the big man himself on Saturday. We end the week with our day game of the week. It's a week full of fun at the ballpark. Get your tickets now at SmokiesBaseball.com. Smokies!
Back with you, 865-200-5402. Bino, buying, selling, or trading with Phil Steele on deck on Monday. This is from Josh Fall, 182-98. According to the FPI, Tennessee has the 4th easiest schedule in the Southeastern Conference. Probably because all but one of our toughest games are at home. What do you think, Bino? Bino got plugged back in there.
I think this is.
Go ahead, Bino.
I think this is the most challenging schedule that we've seen here in a long, long time. But of course, I'm sure it's the most challenging schedule that anyone in this league has seen since we've gone to 9 games. Good thing. That's a good thing.
Okay. So let's go back to our phones. By the way, Bino, you're going to like this.
Tony.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I want to give total attribution to Lindy's National Magazine. That's where I first had the thoughts about Lane Kiffin and his departures. They kind of had his timeline.
Oh,
so
wow.
That's more their information. The only thing that's 100% mine was I got to thinking about him being a world-class gymnast that just couldn't dismount.
All right, so our next caller is going to get his own little feature run-up here, and I'm going to put him on the High Noon hotline because I'm about to have a duel at him at High Noon because it's High Noon somewhere. I got this call at 7:11 a.m. on July 9. Brian, July 9 is when? Is that yesterday? Is that right?
Yesterday.
7:11 a.m. And since then, he's called my phone about 25 times, and I haven't answered.
Let's bring on Titanspiel.
Well, I'm mad at him. I want you to hear this, Bino. He gave me some breaking. You got to hear this. 7:11 a.m. Okay. Titansville and I have a rule, and I'm going to let him tell you what the rule is. And we'll do some High Noon overtime if you want to get up at 865-200-5402. But this is my life. People think the stuff I talk about on the air. You know, my brother Steve was with me yesterday. He was so next level. I had such a great time with him. We had 3 inches of rain. He wanted to go swimming yesterday and ended up raining 3 inches. And I'm talking about Noah's Ark type rain in whatever. I mean, we had a deluge where I'm at. Poor guy. But he discovered Alexa yesterday in my brother's house. My brother Steve said, "Hey, Tony, play the Vogue." And that Alexa thing went, "Playing the Vogue." And it played it. And he looked at the, I said, "Steve, that thing's listening to you." Anyway, I'll tell you a story about that in the extra time overtime. Here is Titans Bill at 7-Eleven. He had to wake me up with this. Hang on a second here. Why is that not working? I'm choking, Titans Bill. Hang on a second here. There it is. All right, here we go. In 3, in 2, and in 1.
It's a heartache. Nothing but a heartache. Bonnie Tyler is dead, Tony. 75 years old. You get a chance, buddy, call me back. It's breaking news. Love you, buddy.
Now, he made that call to me, Bino, at 7-Eleven. Bill, what's our rule? Before we go any further, what's the little rule we have on phone calls? Bill? Bill? Bill?
Bill has left the building.
Oh, Bill left the building. Bino, what's our rule before we get Andy in here? What's the rule, Bino?
I think it's no call before 9 a.m. Is that correct?
But he had to call me for breaking news.
Well, Tony, I'll give him, at least wise, Bonnie Tyler was dead.
Goodness gracious.
Unlike Ric Flair.
Commissioner Bockwinkel said Titans Bill gave you a shout out this morning on Jim Reynolds on 102.3 and Chatty, and you do him like this. Yes, Commissioner Bockwinkel, I do. Because, Bill, if you wake me up at 7-Eleven one more time, I'm going to put on your phone blocky. I'm going to blocky you. Okay? Andy, what's on your mind, brother? Welcome in.
So I have a breaking news. I had to cancel my flight because my job opportunity, they called and they told me that I had to be there Friday. And like, at the end of the day, I got to do what's best for me, Tony. Like, I have no job right now. I have no income coming in. So I would be dumb just to throw that away when they're not paying me and I'm not making nothing off of it. At the end of the day, I got to do what's best for me. So I had to cancel it. I mean, and this came out of left field. They called me today. So I just wanted to tell everybody the fight's canceled. At some point, I would like to have it done in the future. I don't know when that'll be, but I got to do what's best for me. So it was God's plan.
See, that's why I love this show. Now, Andy, I had no idea you were fighting again. You told Beanstar last week that you were retiring.
No, I had a fight on the 18th. I had a fight against Ethan Ward on the 18th. This one was going to be personal.
So this is the same guy. It's that same guy. It's that same guy that wouldn't get off that stool, right?
No, this is the one that come to my job. This is the one that tried to get me to meet him in public. This is the one his dad and his son tried to get me to fight him in Lowe's parking lot. This is the one that got me kicked out of Knoxville Civic Coliseum with Redneck Brawl this year. Oh, yeah, this kid absolutely had a red target on his back 100%. And I played mind games with the world. And I told people I played mind games. And I'll say it right now. I was going to box this time. I was going to throw jabs, punches right down the pipe, left hooks, right hooks, body shots, flips, rolls, whole 9 yards. Trust me. People thought that I didn't know how to fight, and I did it on a reason because I wanted to bite the bait.
Well, you got what you did for him is he's going to study your video and he's going to go, whoa. He's coming down the pike this time. I see what you did now. I didn't know that you had this was a 2-fight deal that you had lined up. Because Bino, didn't he tell us? Bino, didn't he tell us that he was not going to fight again, or am I mistaken in that?
No. He told us that Andy implied on his last call that that wasn't his 100% that we saw in the first fight because of the second fight that was supposed to come up. I didn't realize it had been scheduled, though. I thought it was something that might occur.
Oh, yes, it was scheduled. Now it was a different schedule because Tennessee Slugfest and Ethan Ward, somebody had tagged him, and he decided he wanted it at Slugfest. And I was like, I told DJ Mackey, I said, all right, then let's do it. Now, the better opportunity was I would have fought in my own city here in Johnson City.
Wow.
But would I take it right then? You absolutely. Like,
well, Andy,
I get to have my own corner people.
Yeah. Congratulations on finding employment. That's awesome. You deserve that.
Yes.
Because I know you've been kind of struggling.
It's been rough.
God bless you, man. And here's the other thing. I want you to help me out here. Because do you know anything about psychology, Andy? Because I want you to help me out. I have a recurring dream. I was telling Bino this. It's funny you call. Because you've been in the squared circle, and I took boxing lessons when I was a kid, growing up in the, in the lineage of the great Carmen Basilio. So here's a question for you. I have a dream where I'm getting ready to fight somebody. Okay.
Yeah.
And I go to punch this person, but I can't get my hands off. My hands are like stuck there. So I go to throw the punch. And I feel my body even like when I'm dreaming, but my hands are stuck there. They feel heavy. I can't get that punch off. What do you think that dream means? Any idea, Andy?
That's just nerves. A lot of times, like in that fight, I had so much pressure on me, and I shouldn't have felt that way. And I did that to myself. At the end of the day, I was not comfortable. And you got to be comfortable. You got to trust what you do and trust the work that you put in. You will be okay. And that's the most thing I tell anybody.
Bino, do you have a thought? Because I ran that by you last week. Do you have an up? Because at the time you said, I don't know. Bino, I literally dreamed that I'm sitting there and this person, I'm getting ready to hit them and I can see them. And it's like an old like high school feud of mine. But I just can't hit the person, Bino.
Yeah, I would say that's probably a premonition, Tony.
Wow. Brian, you have a thought?
Hey, Tony.
Yeah, go ahead, Andy.
I was just going to say something real quick.
All right.
The thing, what I really like about the DGG guy, the kid, is he seemed like he has a great work ethic.
Yep.
Another thing is, I really love the Adidas line that came out today.
Oh.
It looks like they really hit it out the ballpark.
We had Beth Parks on. She said the little intricacies in what they've done in the designs of some of the stuff they've made available to the public. And I'm going to tell you something. Yeah. She does not pull her punches. Like if that wasn't the case, she wouldn't say that. She's not salesy at all. She keeps it real. And I'm going to tell you something about this DGG guy. Bino kind of has got me locked in place for the next week and a half. I'm feeling pretty good about him, Andy. I'm feeling pretty good about DGG right now, Andy. Are you?
When supposedly, now I don't know, but I've heard supposedly he asked for Tennessee's workout plan. I mean,
he did. He did.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, he did.
That's got to tell you something. They wouldn't just give that out like giving out little, chocolate chip cookies to the world.
That's right. Like, for instance, if you called them in the fight preparation and you said, I want the, I don't know, like wide receiver workout, Andy, I don't think they would send it to you.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never met Derek with somebody. Probably not. So, probably not.
Well, Andy, you're the man. Thank you. I'm glad you're not getting back in the squared circle. You already proved it. You retire 1-0, man. Just retire 1-0 and let your bygones be bygones with that guy.
Well, it's got to happen at some point, but it's just not right now.
Oh, no. Andy,
it's
thank you.
Happen at some point.
No,
Yep,
no, Andy.
Y'all.
No, it doesn't. You can let it go, Andy. Let it go. Thank you, Andy. I love you.
Yep.
Thank
God
you.
Bless y'all.
Thank you, brother. We'll have a high noon overtime. In the meantime, the great William Pattison's going to break it down scientifically for you on the playbook. My name's Basilio. I love you. I hope you have a great day. Be blessed. Have a great weekend. Do something great for somebody this weekend, please. We appreciate you. Peace.
FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
It's high noon somewhere, sun's up, and it's time for another high noon overtime. The place where we kick back, pop a top, and really get to the bottom of it. Presented by High Noon Hard Seltzer. Made with real vodka and real fruit juice. Only 100 calories with no sugar added and it's gluten-free. Live like the sun is always out. And now, it's time for High Noon Overtime.
TB back with you. Andy's an artist, Bino. That's what I've come to realize that day that he got that crowd in the palm of his hand. When he grabbed that mic and turned that tune on by AC/DC, I think it was Thunderstruck. And he started into his rhyme, and that woman looked up from her table and looked at me and you like we had three heads, and you put your head down. I will never forget that. But we went from that, Bino. To what do we have? That guy had them. That lady was literally bobbing her head by the end of it. And Tennessee went down there to Oklahoma and literally put it on them. Literally. And in fact, when Phillies John called that night on the Garza Law fifth quarter fan reaction in the middle of the night with his boys when they stopped off in Memphis on the way back, Bino, and they did the Tennessee Tornado back to us, and he asked how he could make it a part of his ringtone. That'll never be forgotten by this living fan, Beanstar.
No, Tony, I hadn't had a death stare like that since Hardee's.
When ZR pulled his, you mean the way those old dudes used to look at us in Hardee's, the coffee club, or when ZR pulled his fiddle out over there on Western Avenue?
One of them. I'd be much better received at Hardee's today, I think.
Bottom line is, say what you want to say about Andy, but the man has the ear of some players. The man's calling the shot on DGG. And I'm getting excited over here. It's all true. And it's all coming back to me, Celine Dion. So without further ado, when ZR grabbed, and by the way, Muletown said It's a Heartache is now stuck in his head. And what do you think happened? What do you think happened to Titans Bill there? You think he got upset with me?
No, I don't think he got upset with you, Tony. His phone may have run out. He may have been on hold since 7-Eleven this morning. I don't know.
Oh, man, it's incredible. It's a high noon, overtime. I've been doing them all week. We've been up here. My brother Steve yesterday, I said, Steve, I got to do a high noon overtime. He went, yes, like that, Tammy. Steve went. We went and got the pizza yesterday. And he ate everything but 2 slices. I said, Steve, can I have a slice? And he goes, no. Bino, that Alexa thing, when it started playing that song that he asked me about, and he realized that thing was listening to him, he would go over to it and scream a song like, he said, he called it Alexis, and he said, Alexis, play. He goes, Alexis, play Stormy by Classic 4. And he would scream at that thing. I said, Steve, you don't have to scream and talk slowly. But he was yelling so loud that my brother has another one of those devices back in his room. And when he got home yesterday, he looked at it, and it had been playing music as well. The device in the kitchen was being picked, or the device in his bedroom, he was yelling so loud at the thing, was being picked up in the bedroom. It freaked my brother Steve, that when he realized that thing was listening to us, and I don't like having those devices around. I know some people do. I don't want something listening to me all the time. I know my phone is. And, our televisions watch us. Did you know that? If you read the fine print on your television, they have little devices, and they're watching you. They're like the private eyes. Anyway, shout out to our friends at High Noon.
I feel sorry for my television set.
Exactly. Whoever's inside my TV a long time ago quit looking at me. But let's go back to our phones. Shout out to our friends at High Noon. And let's get our next call in on our High Noon Overtime. W. Lynn, welcome in.
How my French compatriots doing today?
There he is.
I want to commend rapper Andy. He has got to put family and his job always first. And don't worry about that guy. I know he wants to get back at that guy, but having a job and your family comes first. I used to tell my softball players that it might cost us a game or a tournament, but call me in advance. You got something family oriented or your job, you can miss a softball game. So
you're speaking the truth, and the man does not need W. Lynn. The man does not need to do this. He just doesn't.
No, and I don't know if that nut would try to jump him again or something, but
well, I don't know if the other guys. I don't want to get involved with the other guy. I don't know if the guy's a nut or not, but we need to have some peace talks between these two guys and let bygones be bygones.
Yeah, that'd be good. But moving on to the reason I hate the Smoky Grays is because it's associated with Butch Jones. Now, I have a suggestion. Our own General Neeland played at West Point, Army, was an assistant coach there, rose in the ranks to become a general. The West Point cadets are called the Gray Line. They wear gray uniforms. Why don't we call them the General Neeland Grays or the West Point Grays?
Now, can we call them the General Neeland Grays? Like we have Summit Blue, General Neeland Grays?
I think had we originally done that, they might have been more well received today. I'm not sure we can go back and redo it. I don't believe anybody that feels like Tony and I do will ever look at those uniforms and think of anybody other than Butch Jones. I think he's probably ruined gray for everyone anywhere.
That's true. I mean, that's why I hate him, because the smoky gray it's Butch Boy, but Neeland Gray. I mean, or I don't know, but I just hate it's going to be a hated uniform again. That's what bothers me, I guess. And I guess you wear that against Kennesaw State. That'd be my rule too.
Yes.
Exactly.
By game gray.
Yeah, by game gray. That'd be the unofficial name, I guess. But anyhow, Mike Huguenin as usual was great, and So the Big 12 is going to become the Monster Big 12. Is that what the name's going to be?
Yes. In hoops, they're calling and it's going to be on the jersey. So the Monster Energy Big 12, W. Lynn.
Well, for starters, they ought to just call themselves the Heartland Conference or something. They shouldn't even have a number in their name because I'm a little bit over this. It's like the new Pac-12 only has 8 teams. Why don't they go back old school and just call themselves the Pac-8 and have Sonny Sixkiller or Gary Beban out there to do the game 1 coin toss?
Bino, I love Sonny Sixkiller so much. That is so next level that he brought up the name Sonny Sixkiller. I'll see your Sonny.
Right.
Yeah.
With all of this change, all this geographical change.
Yep.
I mean, why not take those numbers out? I mean, anything. They're stupid. He's right.
I'll see your Sonny.
What we've always called it. That's what they're branded of, and they just don't want to let it go.
I'll see your Sonny Sixkiller, and I'll raise you a King Corcoran, W. Lynn. It is your homework assignment to figure out who King Corcoran is.
King Corcoran. Is he
you got
associated with the old Pac-8?
No, he's associated with the old ACC, and he comes from your era, and it is your responsibility, okay, to figure it out.
Okay, but I'm happy with the Adidas stuff so far, but usually when I buy a shirt and I do go to Alumni Hall, I try to buy something with no company's logo on it. You can find those too, I don't think it'll hurt Adidas pocketbook any. You know
that
what
is
I'm talking
true.
about? Just
sure, that
just
is
have
true.
a T on it, or whatever. So, but final thing, Tony, your house with all these phone and electronic issues, you're the beginning of the movie Terminator, when the AIs are going to take over the world.
Uh-oh. Thank you, W. Lynn. That's a scary thought. And Laura, it's the top on the top pot there where the phone is. It's that top blue one in your photo there. So the top blue one is what controls that. Let's go back to our phones. You just fixed it. If you just close that baffle a little bit, yeah, you just fixed it. Let's go back to our phones. Thank you so much. Let's get Boy Yams in here. And Titans Bill, call us back. Call us back, Titans Bill. Boy Billy, welcome in.
Hey, what up, Bean Comet?
What's up, Boy Billy?
Hey, I'm doing all right. Todd, I just want to say, man, I got to be quick today. This show is absolutely ridiculous. Titans Bill won't even pick up after calling you at 6 a.m. his time. W. Lynn's out here dating Lady Vols. Rapper Andy's retiring at 1-0, but still might fight in a Lowe's parking lot. And I mainly watch sports to be entertained, but I'm listening to this show more than I'm watching sports because of how entertaining it is, Tone. I just want to say thanks for embracing the absurd and keeping it funky, bro.
I told those people in the YouTube chat that there's a reason this is the only show I listen to, because it's totally illiterate, man.
I mean, it's ridiculous, but you can't look away. You know what I'm saying, man?
Oh, no, you miss a minute of this. And if you tried, Boy Billy, if you tried describing this show to somebody, I mean, good luck on that. You know what I mean? Good luck trying to describe this show to somebody.
It's hard, man. It's tough. I mean, I got work to do. I'm going on a big trip coming up, Tone. Be out for about 2 weeks. So
Hey,
some work done before I leave.
you have a cell phone. And by the way, happy hunting, brother. I'm going to a couple flea markets myself tomorrow in Philly. So wish me luck.
I found some BK nuts, man, but
what?
The smallest size they had was a 7.5, and I know you're probably about a 6.5, so they're probably too big for you.
Oh, Boy, Billy! I'll tell you what, boy, Billy, I wear, for your information, 13 and a half.
No way, man.
Because you know what they say. You know what they say. Big feet, big nose, big. Actually, I'm 9.5, boy, Billy. If you see it, check it out. I want some British Knights, brother. Some British Knights. Ha 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 ha.
Hey, man, hey, I'm going out there to Utah, Colorado, man, hiking trip all over, dodging fires, man. I got wild
God bless you. That's awesome, dude. I hope that all calms down and you get a great trip in the great outdoors that God's given us, my brother.
Shout out, bro. Holla at you, man.
Thank you, my man. Bino, your thoughts on Boy Billy, who made you laugh out loud just now?
Oh yeah, Boy Billy, he's without question newcomer of the year.
Bino, did you see that simpleton picture of me with the Argentinians from 1996?
I did, Tony. I did.
That's what I looked like back in the 90s, huh? I had 5 faces of fear back then. I had a big old face on me back then, Bino.
Well, you had mo face. My grandfather used to say you got mo face. But it was a youthful Basilio. And you look so much like Anthony in the face. That's what strikes me. Or he looks so much like you did when you were young.
Yeah, I told his girlfriend he's getting pretty serious about. I sung that old Phil Collins song to her. I said, "Take a look at me now," because that's where you're heading.
I'm sorry about that, Anthony.
So next level. All right, let's go back to our phones. Shout out to Brian Hartman, who served admirably this week. Bobby's up next with us. Bobby, welcome in.
Tona, Bino, I hope you guys are doing well.
What's up, brother?
Hello, Roberto.
Today has been the last 30 some odd minutes of this show has been some just elite radio. I have nothing more to say about it.
What's just idiotic? I mean, what can I say?
I've been
what can I say,
brother?
It's idiotic.
You did mention the USMNT and all that jazz, and just getting rolled by Belgium. They take belt to ass on us all the time in soccer. They whipped us before the tournament. They whipped us the last time we played in the tournament. I guess we played okay, but our goalie played out of his mind. I would like to not see the Belgians for a while. As you said, they turned us into waffles the last 3 times we played them on a national or world stage. It's kind of embarrassing. Tony,
I don't mind. Listen, I don't mind losing in a sporting event. You know, it happens. You can't lose looking like that with 40 million people looking at your sport and you want to grow the game. And this Pulisic guy, I mean, they need to get him off the commercials. Well, how about this? They say he behaves behind the scenes. He's got a team of people around him, won't let anybody near him. This guy sucks. To be acting like that, this guy, for his team, this guy sucks, man, to be acting like that. He ain't all that. I'm sorry.
He's no Landon Donovan. He's no Clint Dempsey. Hell, I mean, he's about as soft as Alexi Lawless was. He's
he's the 5th best player on his team is what he is. The 5th best player on his team is what he is.
The United States actually discovered their superstar. It's the Malik Tillman kid. I didn't know he was that good. I knew he was okay. He plays the Bundesliga.
Yes.
But that guy is phenomenal.
Great.
Great player. I don't know. It really pisses me off. According now, you know, Carly Lloyd, I don't know if you saw that, Tony. She just straight up went after him. She was like, basically said, grow a set and play like the women do, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Well, I like what Landon Donovan said. Hey, Bino, Landon Donovan said, if you took me out of that game, I would fight the team doctor. He said, Pulisic asked to be taken out, Bino. He said, that's the difference between me and him. And Bino, those are fighting words. That's a guy that played on the American team. And here's the thing about Pulisic guy. He doesn't have anything to do with the guys that played before him because he's the golden. I'm here to tell you, golden boy, you're 28 years old. You suck. I mean, that's your legacy. That's your legacy. Donovan said I'd have to have a broken leg. And not a microfracture, a broken leg.
Have you seen that
a broken leg.
They're saying now his team is coming out and saying he has a stress fracture in his leg.
Well, yeah, a microfracture. That's
not fracture from getting kicked from behind by another player when you were kicking at the ball. Like that's an on you thing. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't particularly care for soft players. I did see his first game. I wanted to, you had mentioned earlier in the week, and I promise I'll jump. You were talking about atmospheres that are incredible in sports. If you've never been to an international soccer game, even one that's not like a super big deal, probably a little higher than a friendly, let's say a Gold Cup or a World Cup qualifier. I went to the World Cup qualifier in 2013 in Columbus versus Mexico. Okay. I went with Mark Nagy. You talk about wild. I had never experienced anything like it. Those people are insane. They start fighting about everything. They say all kinds of horrible things. It was an SEC environment. It was like Tennessee playing Florida in the swamp. They were.
Bino, I'm gonna drag you to one of those before it's over. You and I are gonna go one of those soccer games. We got to go to one of those, Bino. We got to go to one, Beanstar. You know, they ought to have they ought to bring one of those to Neyland Stadium now that Danny White's doing this thing in the off season where we're opening up the concerts. I bet they draw a big crowd, Roberto. If they brought one of those like exhibition-y type things, one of those run-ups to like the Euro or the not Euro, but the
Gold Cup.
No, the
Nations League.
Overseas, the thing in England. Why was that?
Yeah, you're to like an FA Cup, or are you talking about like a Euro?
Bring like an exhibition. Bring one of those exhibition games in the summer here, with the world players on the stage, like they do over in Charlotte.
A club thing. Yeah, I mean, why not? It would sell out in 5 seconds. If you bring like a big American supported team like Man U or Tottenham or Man City, and you square off in there, you'll sell it out without a doubt.
Exactly.
But you know what's interesting is they did this for the World Cup. They did it at A&M. They did it at Jordan-Hare. They did it at all those big SEC stadiums. And we're hosting Banana Ball instead.
Well, A&M did Banana Ball too. You can do both. No, A&M did Banana Ball too. You can do both.
Why didn't
you can
we?
Do
is
both.
My question, I guess. I would submit that. Why didn't we?
Because
but,
Danny,
that is an electric environment. Tony, I'm going to drop just because I promised you I would. I hope you have a great day, guys. Thanks for your time.
Danny doesn't like communist sports. That's why. Key it out, Brian. Key it out. Key out the phone. That's going to drive me nuts. Beanstar, I love you. You're my man. I love Banana Ball, by the way. Bino, you ever watch that Banana Ball?
I have watched it a little bit, Tony. I'm amazed. I'm amazed at the trick plays that they can do. It's like the Harlem Globetrotters to me. I'm at a on a huge scale, but I'm amazed at some of the defensive trick plays that they can make.
Exactly.
Those aren't easy.
They make it look easy, like doing a 360 and then catching the ball in the outfield. And then the umpires at first base, when he calls you out, they do a whole 360 flip and the guy's got like a mask on. It's the craziest looking thing in the world. And then the thing they do with the base on balls, Bino, how every defender has to touch the ball. And instead of you walking to first base, you run and you can get to second. If you, it's the craziest looking thing in the world. But I kind of like Banana Ball. I think it's fun. Bino, you didn't commit to coming to kickball with me and Brian, though. Brian's going to come. We're going to go. We're going to load up the car. And we're going to go to Beverly, Bino.
Tony, you should load up the car with people that would appreciate it.
Shit.
I'm probably not one of those folks.
Are you kidding? Let's get Mike in Portland in here. Who's up next with us? Who Mike will be glad to know. Hey, Mike, I'm in the center square the other day, and I had where I'm at right now, and I had that Portland Timbers shirt on that you sent me, and somebody said to me, "That is so cool looking, man."
Appreciate that. That's good. We need a little publicity. We're not the team. Seattle Sounders have kind of taken over the Pacific Northwest. We're a little bit on a fade. We still pack the stadium over there.
Yep. I love it. It's a great scene. When you sing the anthem in that stadium, that is one of the coolest scenes in sports, man.
I get chill bumps just thinking about it, to be honest with you. Hey, it's been a while. Miss you guys. I get some cigars on the way for the football season coming up, and these are high grade smokes. You guys are going to love them. Just a couple of things. I don't know if you saw that. I just sent you something about Kevin Frazier talking about soccer. You know, you're a soccer guy. I'm a soccer guy, and it calls out Lexi on how the system is set up on the pay-for-play deal. So take a look at that on your text message. But he gives Lexi down the road and how the system is set up versus the European system on the deal. So,
in other words, the system is more open to the rich kids.
Right.
Is that kind of the deal?
I saw a statistic where 98% of the people that play soccer come from an average income of $200,000 or more, and only 2% of the kids that play soccer in the United States come from urban, rural, metro areas kind of deal. So it's very selective. He talked about it being a gatekeeper kind of system, and he nails it right on the head. Everybody talks about everybody going to the NFL and all this. They want to go NBA, NFL. These kids would love to play soccer. They just need the opportunity to. You can get better soccer inside a metro area than you do in any of the academies, kind of deal. So,
well, I'll tell you what's interesting. Major League Baseball several years ago, probably about 20 years ago, used some of their African American players and had an initiative with inner cities, and it's working.
Tony,
it's working.
That's exactly the point. With all the people of diversion that you've seen playing from Ghana, this, that, and the other. I mean, surely these kids will go, you know what? We can identify with that deal, and it's a way out. And that needs to be the carrot on that deal. This needs to be talked about for a long time. And you're a soccer guy. I knew that you would understand. So
how proud are you? How proud are you of the sport and what we've seen thus far? Are you proud of this World Cup and what we've seen?
I'll tell you what, I would say this. This is one of the best World Cups since maybe 2008 in Mexico that I've seen for excitement, participation. The United States has showed itself to be a great country. It shows the people of the United States when you see all the reference to Waffle House and Buc-ee's in Texas and people buying cowboy hats and the graciousness of the American people versus all the politics. This has been a home run. And they talked about how they like to see the final actually in Dallas and not necessarily in New York because of Jerry's house down there.
Yep.
This has been an absolute home friggin' run for propaganda for us as a nation. And God, I tell you, if you took a survey, I bet most of these countries would say we would come back to the U.S. again to have this as a permanent site for the World Cup. It's unbelievable.
Thank you, my friend. I know one thing. When those always great hearing from you. Thank you, brother. Good to hear you're out there doing great. When that World Cup comes up, which it already is up, but when they have that next negotiation for television rights, that really corrupt body of FIFA is getting ready to really get paid. That's what's getting ready to happen. Really get paid. All right, Brian, on the way out, give me a little kickball here. What do we have today? We have Spain and the Waffles.
The team that beat the United States, Belgium.
And who goes through today, Bri?
I think Spain goes through.
Is it close, Bri?
I think Spain probably wins 1 or 2-0. They haven't allowed a goal yet. Spain has not lost. They haven't lost a match, and they haven't allowed a goal yet.
Bino, Jeff Henderson tomorrow. Who goes through? Norway with that big old dude that looks like he was built in a laboratory, or England that has 3 guys that are just as big as he is, and they've been on point so far in the tournament. Who you got, Bino?
Tony, my expert opinion, although I would like for Norway to win the match, I'm going with England.
I agree with Bino. Brian, what do you think?
I want to take Norway. I think England coming off their Super Bowl over Mexico, that felt like a Super Bowl win. They celebrated like they won it. I think they come down, and I think Norway gets them.
That's not a bad play by Bri. Bino, that was a hell of an environment that the English were in the other day. One hell of an awesome environment that they were in the other day, and they survived and advanced. All right, what's the second game tomorrow, Bri? Give it to me.
That is the Argentina-Switzerland game.
Oh, that's going to be a beating of epic proportions, Bino.
Don't sleep on the Swiss.
I'll tell you who was Swiss was us. Our defense looked like damn Swiss cheese. It looked like Tim Banks coordinated our defense, Bino, the other day out there.
Their defense won't look like Swiss cheese.
You want to talk about a depressing thought, Bino? That Tim Banks guy is a multimillionaire coaching football. That poor guy, he doesn't know enough about X's and O's, I'll bet you. I bet he couldn't even play tic-tac-toe with you, Beanstar.
Stop it, Tony.
We even enriched that guy. You think that guy was a good DC, Bino? That guy sucked from pillar to post. Looked like electric football.
But I do think he probably knows more X's and O's than I do.
Interesting. So who do we have, Brian? Let's go. You got Spain,
Norway, and I'll go with Messi. Can't go against Messi.
Yeah, you can't go.
But don't sleep on the Swiss.
Messi's so next level. The crazy thing about Messi is, Bino, if Messi went to the movie Fever out in West Knoxville, out there, Turkey Creek, where the Calhouns is and Smoky Mountain Brewery, how long do you think it would take somebody to recognize him if Messi showed up out there?
Somebody challenged him to a fight in the Lowe's parking lot before he got there.
Rapper Andy, I'm going to get you a bumper sticker, okay, buddy? Let it go. Let it go. Where, Bino?
Let go at Lowe's.
Until we meet again, thank you to our friends at High Noon. We'll talk to you on Monday. Phil Steele joins the show. Phil Steele on Monday. Love you. Peace.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
K to the B, welcoming you to another edition. Fired up and pump to be along with you. It is unbelievable, Andy. We are stacked, jacked, and packed. Packed, stacked, and jacked. Stacked, packed, and jacked.